Now, this is about kids that was accidentally left at home, long or at the bus stop or in the school. And I know it's terrifying for them kids because when I'm left at home and I'm an adult, I know that got to be terrorizing. So let's watch this. I haven't seen it.
These are unnerving stories about kids getting left behind. In 2022, after this child got lost, he approached this home desperate for somebody to help him.
What happened?
The 7-year-old was dropped off at the wrong bus stop in Omaha, Nebraska, and didn't know his way home.
But I don't want my mom to worry about me.
Quincy Walker was riding home on the school bus when a substitute driver dropped him off at the wrong location. Quincy had no idea how to find his home, but the smart little boy did recognize the home of his friend Max, so he rang the doorbell.
Max's mom.
Very smart.
Incredibly, Max's mom had just returned home 2 minutes earlier.
He thought he was going to be lost forever, is what he kept saying. He thought he was never going to find his parents. He thought he was never coming home.
Come in. Oh, come on, come in.
And I know it was so terrifying for you, baby, because I get terrified when I get lost in the car. I have to use my navigation everywhere. So I'm so glad that you were smart enough to look around, to be observant enough to find your friend's mother house. That was awesome.
Oh, come on.
That was not my stop. So then he opened the door and then he said, "Get out."
Mom Michaela was outraged.
Quincy is probably one of the sweetest, most caring and loving kids. So it's to be treated like that by an adult just infuriated me. There's a busy intersection directly behind the neighborhood. Anything could have happened.
They couldn't be more grateful for Good Samaritan Madison, aka Max's mom.
It's just the right place, right time situation. I owe you everything.
That's a 2-year-old girl peering out.
Now, this is a 2-year-old girl that was left in her daycare sometimes last year. How can you leave a kid in a daycare? I think she was sleeping and they didn't know it. But that's why you should supposed to do walkthroughs and be like a police, look out under the cribs and toys, because kids do hide and fall asleep. They don't know no better. And that was our part, that we should have been well with all to think past the kid and do what we need to do to make sure there's no kids left behind.
Out from her daycare center. It's dark and it's locked, and she's all alone. The toddler had been left behind when the daycare closed up for the night in February of 2022. Her mom, Stephanie Martinez, understandably freaked out. She was just 15 minutes late picking up her daughter, Ani.
She managed to push a chair next to the door to stand on it and call for my name. And that was the only reason I was able to see her, is because she's shorter than the door. Annie, I'm coming.
Inside by herself?
She's crying. She's inside by herself.
Annie, how old is your child?
She's 2. She's only 2.
God.
Baby, I'm coming.
When firefighters got there, they broke down the door. In a statement, the daycare center said, "Nothing is more important to us than the safety of the children in our care. We'll also take immediate steps to ensure this kind of thing doesn't happen again."
And thank you. That's what you should have did in the beginning. Extra steps, being lazy and not doing what you're supposed to be doing to make sure there's no kid left behind. A bus, a school, a church, a mall, a theater, them places that you always supposed to go the extra mile to make sure and stop being lazy.
That is someone that has missed the boat.
In 2016, a desperate mom dropped to her knees as a cruise ship left her behind with her 3 children on board.
She has her kids on the boat and she's not on there.
The incident was caught on camera by passengers on board the Norwegian breakaway cruise ship in the Bahamas. The ship was at the dockside preparing to depart for New York, but one passenger was missing, this guy's wife.
This gentleman appears to be distraught.
He was driven away in a buggy to look for her, leaving their 3 children on board.
Now, what does he do? Does he leave his family here and get on the ship, or does he stay behind?
Minutes later, you can hear the ship's horn and shouts from the other passengers as the ship sailed off. The couple could see what was happening as they raced back to the ship.
Oh my God! They left him. He's got his family. No! Here he comes!
But it was too late. The husband leaped from the buggy, waving his arms. The mom also ran to the ship, waving. Then she dropped to her knees in tears.
That's terrible. Dude, he's got to go back for them. The wife came over and was basically begging and yelling that, hey, you got kids. And then she dropped to her knees and started eating it. It was tough to watch.
Norwegian Cruise Line told Inside Edition in a statement that the children were never alone. Their uncle was on board and he accompanied them back to New York. The ship went beyond normal protocol and waited an additional half hour. It was decided the husband would disembark with their travel documents to wait for his wife, the cruise line said.
It's the woman's fault for not getting back on time. It's not the cruise ship's fault. It's not the captain's fault. It's not the cruise line's fault. Everybody knows the posted time to get back, and that ship is on a schedule and it's going to go.
This shocking security camera video from 2018 showed a woman carrying a toddler by one arm to the door. She rang the bell and pounded on the door. Then she turned and ran back to her car, leaving the little boy bewildered.
No, she didn't. This lady literally had a toddler in her hand. She literally dropped it off at somebody's door and then ran. Girl, you is out of control. It don't make no sense. That is terrible. Lord have mercy. Let's continue.
It happened in Houston. When the homeowners opened the door, they discovered the 2-year-old boy had no idea where he was. Courtney Fisher is a reporter for KTRK Houston.
She just leaves the kid, takes off running, and gets the heck out of there. This little kid is left looking around, doesn't know what's going on. Thank God somebody was home at this house to let him in.
She went door to door asking if anyone recognized the woman or the boy.
That's my son.
Willie Simmons is the little boy's father, and it turns out he lived next door to the house where the child was left.
I'm angry. I'm upset.
He told us his son's name is Royal Prince Simmons. So, who's the woman who left little Royal on a doorstep? She's a friend of the boy's mother, and mom asked her to drop Royal at his father's house, but she went to the wrong address.
Just imagine that my nice neighbors wasn't there. My son would have wandered in the street and got hit. Just imagine nobody would have been out here. He just would have been walking.
And why did the woman run away, leaving the toddler confused and alone? Her name is Kiara Woods. The 20-year-old said she was doing the boy's mother a favor by dropping the child off at his father's house.
You are a sorry case for a friend. Now, that's all I can say. You was doing her a favor. People who does favors the right way would wait to the door, stand in, and wait till the father took the kid in. That is a good friend. Now, you literally threw the kid on the porch and ran. Like, as he had not been home, you would have to babysit or something, and you didn't want to. That don't make no sense. You weren't doing nobody no favor. You was being lazy. You was being out of control, unadult-like, and care. Simple as that.
Fortunately, she says she was given the wrong address. She explained her side to Inside Edition.
Yes, and it wasn't like that.
She says before she ran off, she saw a woman coming to the door. A woman she assumed was the little boy's stepmom.
I could see her through the glass window. And I'm pretty sure she could see me standing there too.
She says the boy's mom had a strained relationship with the stepmom and told Kiara not to engage in any conversation.
She said, leave him on the porch. I said, you sure you want me to leave your child on the porch? She said yes. I didn't stay at the door because I seen her coming halfway to the door.
In another video released by the sheriff's department, you can see Kiara dragging Royal by his arm from her car to the door.
I was trying to carry his bags, carry him. It wasn't intentionally on.
Girl, I hope you don't have kids. I hope you don't have no kids, because you grabbing it, you're not even carrying the baby properly. So I know you left that baby as a non-fit friend for a child. She is one of the ones I would never let my child go to for no kind of babysitting purposes. Or my child would never get her to drop my dog off at the dog pound to be spaded, less known than my real child. Because she is a sorry case for a mother, a child, whatever. She don't need no kids. God do not need to bless her with no kids, because she is terrible already on other people's kids. You just a non-good friend. That's it.
On purpose, like, oh, me drag him up here. No, I would never do that.
I'm upset. Every time I watch the video, I get more and more madder.
Royal Prince Simmons was placed temporarily with Child Protective Services in Houston. He later went back home with his mom.
Everybody looking at me like the bad person. I was only helping my friend out by doing her a favor.
You are the bad person. I said it yourself. And you're the bad person. You are. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.